Welcome along to your weekly GA show, Lorna Páirce here on WLR, with thanks to Hooper Dolan Insurances, the Mall, Waterford. Tomás McCarthy here till 7 o'clock. Well, Ballygunner are on the road to Sixmilebridge on Sunday. Gunner's boss Darragh O'Sullivan will look back on previous meetings with the Bannermen, while Clare FM commentator Syl O'Connor will talk about David Fitzgerald's return to his beloved bridge. Ballysaggart boss Adrian Bobo Marr on their joint task against Causeway of Kerry, and former Waterford boss Derek McGrath will give his take on the 2019 All-Star hurling team. So Ballygunner will begin defence of their Munster Club Championship away to Sixmilebridge on Sunday afternoon. Throw-in is at 1:30 and it will be our George Corbett scored a big match here on WLR. And to tell us about how preparations are going in the Gunners camp, delighted to welcome back in the studio Darragh O'Sullivan. And Darragh, it's 3 weeks since he overcame De La Salle in Welsh Park in the county final. How have you used that period of time?
Yeah, we more or less went straight back into it. Tomas went back on the Wednesday night. We were looking after the intermediate team as well, so that took our focus maybe the week after the county final. But yeah, we got back training. We done a bit of light training on a Wednesday night and got back into more or less straight away then, you know. But things have gone reasonably well. You know, obviously we couldn't get challenge games and things this time of year. It's very hard to get, so it's a lot of internal matches and, you know, training among ourselves really is what we've done, you know. Yeah, well,
would you have liked to get at least one challenge match before this game on Sunday, Darragh?
You would, Tomas, but obviously challenge games bring a risk in themselves, you know. I mean, at this time of the year, it's really about getting your, you know, the lads fit and playing, you know what I mean? So obviously, you know, challenge games is an extra level of intensity in that would bring in a risk factor that you mightn't want, you know, this close to big games like this, you know.
Yeah, any injury concerns in the camp now ahead of Sunday?
Listen, we have a few niggles, you know what I mean? To be honest with you, we lost Cormac Power the other day, who's one of our good young lads. He pulled a hamstring in the under 19 game the other day, so Cormac wouldn't have played senior this year, but he certainly would have been part of our plans, and you know, he's very, very doubtful if he's going to be available to us on Sunday, which is, you know, disappointing for him and for us, you know.
Going back to the county final, Darragh, that game was really in the mental pot going into the last quarter. There was only 2 points in it, and you were against the breeze, but it must have been really encouraging to see the response that you got hitting those 5 points in the space of 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was, you know, that period of the game, I'd say, you know, was as good as we've played over the last 5 or 6 years. You know what I mean? I think we knocked 5 points in 2.5 minutes, and we turned what was a very, very difficult situation into a situation where we're in control of, you know. But like, what was really, you know, good for us was to see how calculated and how cool the lads were when the pressure really came on, and the pressure did come on, you know, and the way they you know, they worked the ball and they done the right thing with the ball, you know, which was, you know, very happy, you know, good for us to see, you know.
Yeah, is that something you've been drilling into the lads all year, Darragh, that even when you do come under pressure that you stick to the plan and you use that short ball very well in that last quarter?
Listen, that comes with experience, Tomas. Like, these lads have been around for 6 years, so they've, you know, plenty of times during that period they have been asked those questions, and listen, it comes with experience, you know, to do the right thing at that stage, you know. But listen, it's, you know, it's very good to see, you know.
And there's a lot of history between yourselves and Sixmilebridge. I think this will be the fourth meeting between these clubs. When you go way back to 92, you travelled up there a day after beating Mount Sion in the county final. What do you remember about that occasion?
Yeah, I think we discussed that the last time I was in. That was my first experience with senior hurling was that year. I came late onto the panel. I was under 17, and I remember we won the match up in Dungarvan against Mount Sion, and to be honest with you, we were pulling lads out of the rugby club in Water Park to get them on the bus to go to the match that day. So there was a few wounded bodies and wounded heads, you know what I mean? So listen, you know, that was a challenge in itself. But look, after been so many years without winning the county championship, you know what I mean, that was, listen, we had a go that day, definitely. But look, I don't think our bodies were in the shape that we could really do ourselves justice that day, you know.
Yeah, I think Stephen Frampton came off worse for wear that day. I think he suffered a broken arm or something like that. Do you remember that, Darragh?
Oh, I do, yeah. It was a fairly X-rated one, to be honest with you. I think you speak to Fra, he'll probably tell you exactly what happened, but you know, it was a tough enough injury for him at the time, you know.
3 years later, then you played him in Welsh Park. They came through, I think, 5-11 to 2-10, but that was a pretty star-studded Sixmilebridge team at that time. There, you started corner forward that day.
That's right, yeah. Listen, at that time, you know, the Clare teams had the measure of us, you know. We played, you know, Clare Castle another year the best. We played Sixmilebridge, we played St Joseph's, you know, we played Wolftones. The Clare teams at that stage had the measure of us, to be honest with you, know what I mean. We got to finals and we just couldn't get over the line, you know what I mean. But they were a phenomenal group of players, you know, in Clare at that time, you know what I mean, and the club scene, you know, represented that, you know.
Yeah, I suppose like they were probably not only some of the best teams in Munster, but probably the best teams in Ireland around the 90s, Darragh.
Yeah, absolutely, Tomas. You know, like, you know, we had some great battles against them, but we always kind of came. That day, obviously, we were well bet, but other days were scored to the wrong side. You know, I mean, a couple of times, you know, in big games, it was disappointing for us. You know.
And 2 years ago, it was a real cracker between the two. You know, there's been changes on both sides in the meantime, Darragh, but it just goes to show that there's very little between these two clubs.
Listen, Tomas, there's absolutely nothing between us. You know what I mean? You can see the history that's there. They've won 3 out of the last 6. They've won all the alternative years for the last, 3 out of the last 6 years they've won. You know what I mean? They're a formidable bunch. You know what I mean? We're going to really be up against it on Sunday. You know.
Do you think the experience of the last 5 campaigns will really stand to you now there on Sunday?
You'd like to think so, but obviously they have 3 years experience at this level as well, you know what I mean? So it's reciprocated with them, you know what I mean? But yeah, absolutely. And winning last year obviously brings a certain level of confidence as well, into it. Like we're going into the game on Sunday as Munster champions, you know what I mean? So, that gives us a certain level of confidence,
Have you seen many of the Sixmilebridge games so far in Clare?
We would have saw bits and pieces of them. I think Clare TV shows some of them, so we would have got bits and pieces. But it's hard to, when you're just watching a screenshot of a match on television, it's hard to see shapes and things like that. So listen, look, we certainly got a feel for them, but we would have struggled to get meaningful information on them,
Yeah, is that something that you take on yourself there, the whole video analysis, or the other members of the backroom team that help out with that?
No, we'd be 2 or 3 of us at it, we'd other boys, the lads that we'd be sending on the stuff as well, that we'd tapping into their, listen, look, we tap into any resource we have within the club, outside the club, we think the people that can add something to the group, we use it, and we would have done that over the last 2 to 3 weeks,
From what you've seen of Sixmilebridge so far, Darragh, do you feel that David Fitzgerald has really put his stamp on the team so far as team coach?
Listen, you see it, you know what I mean? You see the way they set up at times, you know what I mean? And listen, look, I admire Davy Fitz, you know what I mean? Everywhere he's gone, he's been a success, you know what I mean? And going back to his home club this year and, given the level of commitment that he's given, like, is phenomenal, you know what I mean? And you have to take your hat off to him, that he never forgot where he was from, like, and he's given a huge amount back to Sixmilebridge,
Do you think Davy is finally getting the credit he deserves there after winning that Leinster title with Wexford this summer? I suppose he was really in demand during the off-season.
I think he is. You know what I mean? Like, some of Davy's teams in the past, the sweeper system was, people were saying that, it was a negative system. But if you look at the way Wexford have hurled this year, like it has evolved and it's much about attacking as it is about defending. You know what I mean? And, you have to take out your hat off to Davy the way he has evolved that system, that it's very hard to play against,
Yeah, and it's almost total hurling at times when you saw Wexford playing. Last year you saw Liam Ryan going up and getting a spectacular point, and a couple of the Sixmilebridge players have done likewise during the Clare Championship as well.
Yeah, you can see certain level of consistency in the way that Wexford are playing, and some patterns of play that Sixmilebridge we've seen in Sixmilebridge,
And Sixmilebridge have taken the option of bringing it to their home ground in O'Garney Park. How significant is that in the Munster Club Championship, Darragh, that home advantage?
Sure, look, you're bringing, I'm sure we're going to get a hostile reception there, Tomas, you know what I mean? We'd expect that, you know what I mean? But, certainly it is an advantage for them, you know what I mean? But look, it'll focus our lads as well, like we're under no illusions, you know what I mean? The level we're going to have to go to try and get over the line on Sunday, you know what I mean? So it certainly gives a level of focus to our lads that they understand, the challenges in front of them,
And going on the road as an extra layer of preparation as well. How early will you be hitting the road now on Sunday?
Sure, listen, look, we'll probably hit the road about 7:30 in the morning, which is going to be difficult. The lads are probably going to be up at 6:30, you know what I mean? So certainly that is a challenge, but... and we don't have too much experience of doing those long journeys with the club. I think the county lads would have, you know what I mean? And if you look at the last number of years in Munster Championship, I think the furthest we've travelled is probably to Thurles, you know what I mean? Which is strange, just the way it has fallen. But certainly, the extra challenge is on Sunday regards how we will prepare for the match,
When you look at this challenge on Sunday there, going up to Sixmilebridge and like the great Munster Championship games that you've played over the past couple of years, is it the toughest provincial championship to win?
I would think so. But then again, you look at Leinster and you see Coola, you see St Martin's, you see Ballyhale there, like that's a tough championship as well, you know what I mean? Provincial championship is going to be tight over that side as well, you know what I mean? But yeah, listen, the teams that have come out of Munster the last few years have been very, very close to winning Ireland, so yeah, it is,
And will you expect to bring a big support now to 6 Mile on Sunday?
Yeah, we'd like to think so. We'll obviously have our own local support, and we'd like to think that the other clubs that get behind us, you know what I mean? We are representing Waterford. You know what I mean? We're flying the Waterford flag as well as the Ballygunner flag on Sunday, and we'd like to think that if we could get over the line and on Sunday, it would give everyone in the county a lift. You know what I mean? Because certainly if the other teams are there, I'd be driving them on, I'd be shouting for them. You know what I mean? I'd like to think that we get plenty of support from the other clubs in the county.
Yeah, we would like to see people, I suppose, people from elsewhere getting behind the red and black of Ballygunner now Sunday.
Actually, look, that's the way it should be, Tomas. You know what I mean? I say there's a certain amount of, you look at how successful we have and a certain amount of people that probably want to see us bet at this stage, but you know what I mean? Listen, look, we're representing Waterford Sunday, and we'd like to think that those people will get behind us, and shout us on,
Well, Darragh, thanks a million for your time today, and all the best now in Sixmilebridge on Sunday.
Sound, thanks, Tomas.
Lorna Porca with Tomás McCarthy on WLR.
With Hooper Dolan Insurances. For business insurance you can rely on. More info at hooperdolan.ie.
Well, 2 years ago, Ballygunner and Sixmilebridge met in a memorable Munster semi-final at Welsh Park. The Gunners' hero on that occasion was full forward JJ Hutchinson.
Dropping inside the 45. Who's first to react? It's Billy O'Keefe again. Billy tries to get the ball away to Páirce Mahoney on the 45. Páirce steadies himself. Bit too casual there, but gets it on the second attempt. Not the best of passes. Gets it down into the corner. What can they do with it? The ball has gone to JJ. JJ takes his shot and JJ sends it over the bar. The man who got the call up when Darragh O'Sullivan stood down is the man that gets the crucial score. Over the bar it goes. Brilliant from JJ. 118-17 points. They're into a Munster final then. The referee is looking at his watch. Fergal is looking at his watch. Carl McAllister's looking at his watch. Tim O'Sullivan wants to come on.
Okay, bring on a sub or slow it down. No sock. This is the
118 to 117 back of the net, and the man who put it in the back of the net.
Oh, he won't let him bring on the sub.
He
won't let him bring on the sub. This is vital.
So, puck out. My stopwatch says 34 minutes gone. There was 3 minutes of additional time. Referee blows his whistle. It's all over. It's all over. And Ballygunner are back in the Munster final.
Lorna Porca with Tomás McCarthy on WLR.
With Hooper Dolan Insurances. For business insurance you can rely on. More info at hooperdolan.ie.
So for a Sixmilebridge perspective on Sunday's quarter-final, delighted to be joined in the line now by Clare FM commentator and Bridge clubman Syl O'Connor. And Syl, is excitement building in the Bridge ahead of this big match on Sunday?
Well, Tomas, excitement in the Bridge is always building in reference to the Munster club. It's something that we've been lucky enough to enjoy over the years, and the fact that we're back again in 2019 is just fantastic from a club point of view, and certainly looking forward to the big occasion in the club grounds on Sunday.
Yeah, is everything in readiness now in terms of the grounds, Syl, for Sunday?
You know yourself now, it's like a wedding. You think you're ready until the last day, but look, things are everything is in place at the moment. Just a few trimmings as you would expect the weekend to get everything in place, and hopefully a smooth running on Sunday for everybody. But everybody is so excited about this, looking forward to it. And, the fact that you have the Munster Club champions on the way up is a daunting task, to say the least, but something we're looking forward to.
Yeah, and like earlier this month, Syl, Sixmilebridge won their fourth county title in the space of 7 years. David Fitzgerald is on board as coach this year. What's different about the team this time around, do you think?
Well, John O'Mara took over the side in early 2013, and his success over the 5 years that he was in charge was absolutely fantastic, winning 3 of the 5 years that he was in charge, winning 3 championships. When he stepped down this year, naturally enough, it was going to be a huge boots to fill from a club point of view. And it took a while, Tomas, because certain people were putting names forward and different things happened, as you know. And it just all came together then in the space of a few weeks. And it was fantastic to see, Davy is known the length and breadth of the country, and in Waterford as good as any place in the country, he's well known. And the fact that he has come on board has been just a completely different approach from a club point of view, and for the players most of all, just a different approach, different angle in it. Davy, as you know, brings an awful lot of tactics to the game, and once players bought into that or bought into the plan of action, it has been brilliant from all the way, unbeaten in the championship, right from the very start. The certain amount of the championship here, of course, runs on a league basis, but the fact that they've won every game on the way up has been brilliant and improving steadily as the championship went on.
Yeah, and I believe he's given huge commitment to the role as well, still even planning training sessions around his wedding there recently.
Absolutely. Well, that's exactly it. He took a break from the wedding and all, to go to a training session. But look at when you know him. But I think the one thing, if you peel everything back, I think the one thing that Davy would tell you more than anything else is that he never ever forgot where he came from. He never did. There's no question about that. He's been in many, many places, but he never forgot where he came from. And when the opportunity came to play a part in the side with Tim Crowe as manager, he jumped at it and was thrilled with it. But deep down inside, let me tell you, something that he is thoroughly enjoying at the moment and relishing the prospect of every challenge as it has unfolded throughout the year.
Yeah, and I suppose credit has to be given to Davy and also the manager, Tim Crowe, Syl, for agreeing to work together, because they didn't speak for 12 years, I believe, after Davy left the Clare panel under Tony Considine.
Look, let's just say it was an exciting time for different reasons at that particular time, and Davy was, he was a very, very experienced player. Things didn't go according to plan, whatever the rules and regulations and innuendos were at the time. Look, they were all put aside, and the two lads, their paths didn't cross for a couple of years, and they had no wish to cross them. And but behind all that, again, if there's a will, there's a way. And there was always a will between the two of them to get involved with the club, and then they found a way, which was brilliant. And look at everything now is back to where it was for a number of years. But look at us, this happens in every club in the country, and anybody that denies it is only cutting themselves, and it does. But the fact that you can step above that, and the fact that they've put the club and the team as a priority in all that, is testament to the two clubmen that they are. They've done that, and so far success at county level, and we'll see what happens from here on.
And it would be fair to say that Davy and the rest of the management team got their match-up spot on in that county final against Ratlow Syl.
They did, absolutely. Credit where it's due, 100%. They zoned in on Craig, but then again, Sixmilebridge and Cracklow are practically living in each other's backyard, and everybody knew each other well. You know, the likes of, you have to pay reference to the likes of Conor McGrath this year. He's been absolutely superb leading Cracklow this year, captaining in the middle of the field. He got injured in the first half of that game, and that played a huge part as well, to give credit to Cracklow on that occasion. But the more the game went on, Cracklow raced into a 4-point lead, 4 or 5 point lead at the start of the game. But the more the game went on, and you knew with 20 minutes to go that it would have taken a major collapse for the British not to win that championship, because they were getting more and more into the game. Obviously, from the point of view is that they were beginning to lead and beginning to taste what a county title was like yet again. That kept up the standard of their game, and in the end they ran out comfortable winners, and the matchups were absolutely spot on that occasion.
Yeah, and up front, Syl, what players have caught the eye so far for Sixmilebridge?
I suppose up front, I suppose one of the main men up front has been the likes of Cotton Malone or Brian Curry. Cotton Malone is having a fantastic year. Jamie Shanahan is coming back from injury. He's been a man now. He's the type of a player. He didn't play much of a part at county level this year through injury, which he has been having for quite a while. He's coming back to his best at the moment. But Colin Malone has been fantastic for the Bridge. Brian Curry is a lively player. Alex Morey at full forward, another man that came back this year into the team. And he's been on freeze, and he's been a good target man now throughout the year. So players like that up front are making a huge difference, and they're all been driven, of course, by the Morey Ken in the half-back line, and the likes of Shane Golden around the middle of the field as well. So all playing a part, but they're some of the men that's going well this year.
And finally, Syl, can we expect to see 43-year-old Niall Gilligan play a part at some stage?
To be some statement from me now to say he wouldn't. But, he has played a part. Niall Gilligan was on his 7th or 8th last game. 7th or 8th last year was playing his last game, but he's been one of those players. He came on in the semi-final of the championship. He came on in the county final now with a couple of minutes to go. And on Sunday, will we see him? Hopefully we will, because I tell you why, Tomas, anytime Gilly has come on in the last few games, we've been on the home straight, and if Ballygunner allow us that luxury on Sunday to bring on Niall Gilligan, we'll be thrilled.
Great. Well, Syl, thanks a million for taking the call today, and we'll see you up in Sixmilebridge on Sunday.
Looking forward to Tomas. Thanks.
We love Waterford. We are WLR.